Hello, hello. Welcome to yet another stream. Today we're hopefully going to be finishing up this little project and getting the data to be aligned properly. So I got a tip last night from Christopher's. And I think I might have been mutating my variable over here. I think that was the issue that we were having. This one. So we have min year and we're setting the full year instead of just getting the minimum year. So wherever I'm setting min year, so we should try this. Min year dot get full year minus 1 to max year. I think that will hopefully solve the problem that we're having here. And then it won't be aligned there on the 37. Maybe. Okay, now we go to 19. Holy shit. Okay. Well, the good news is it seemed to have worked. The bad news is we have 1975. Why? So what have we done? Oh, this does it for everything in that list. Okay, I know why it's doing that. Are we gonna need a temporary variable? Min, do we do min display year? Just something to test with. And then min display year. No, it does the exact same thing, so it wasn't that. I thought it was, but it wasn't. It's min year dot get full year, so that's supposed to be like 1993 minus 1. Let me actually log this. It might just be something that I'm doing. Yeah, it is 1993. So if that is 1993, let me log min display year. Yeah, it's 1993. Oh, I think I know why. I have to convert it back into a... I have to convert it back into a date. So new date. This is going to be the date part. And this is going to be the month, which is required. This should give me a date object now. There you go. And there you go. That actually worked. Look at that. So now we're on... This should be 1994. Yeah, there you go. So we don't have any 1993s. Whoo! What is this? This is 2015? Yeah, it is. I wanted to say 2015 there. So what do we do for that? Do I have to plus 1? Do I just do changes to max display year? Max year dot get full year plus 1. Let's probably a better way of doing this, to be honest, but this works for us. And then we're going to use max display year, and you will have min display year, max display year. So that this should be 2015 now, I hope. Or at least the scale is right, you know. It's not 2015 because it's doing it every 2 years, I guess, to fit the data. But that is on where 2015 would be. Now the only thing is, this is in 1995. In 1995 we had a time of, like a really good time. Let's just check. It was like 36 minutes or something. Where it'll be up here, the first one. There, 3650. Only problem is now, scale doesn't allow for that. So I think we need to do the same thing for the time. Like -1. -1 and +1 maybe? And instead of year, we will set time, max display time, and then that's min time dot get full year. Can I get minutes? Is there get minutes? There is, perfect. So then we want get minutes -1 for the min time and get minutes +1 for the max time. Well, actually that's just, come here. So this is going to be time, max time dot get minutes, max time dot get minutes +1 minus plus. How do we get a new date for today? I think it's just new date. So what if I leave this 0? I'm gonna have to turn this into an arrow function. Okay, so we need to do, we're going to do the same as above. Date equal to new date, and then we're going to do this. We should turn that into a helper function since we're clearly using it over and over. Date dot set minutes min time dot get minutes -1. Actually, we don't need seconds. That's all we need. Is that correct? Oh, I need to do this. And then we return that actually. Oh, isn't it that? I don't think we need to return that, do we? We just do... Oh no, I think we do. And then if I log min display time. Well, that's not log. Min display time. What do we get? We get a function. We get a function? Why? But how can I just turn this into a... What was my previous one? Add a helper. It wasn't here. Let me just find it quick. Because we have function expression. It should have been that though. It should have been const min display time equal to should have been that. What if I don't have the return? Maybe that's the issue. I've not worked with this before, so I'm just going out on a limb here. Yeah, it still displays a function, so I need to call it, but that's weird. So I'd have to basically do this. Is that how you do it? I thought you could just have the variable. So it's undefined, and I assume it's because I didn't return anything. And if I return it now, we should have a value. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, so I guess that works. Well, that works. Min display time. And I guess we just duplicate this for max display time. Max display time, new date, date at set minutes, min time, dot get minutes plus 1. What was it complaining about now? What? What was it complaining about? Where? On what line? Oh, okay. So we got min display here, max display here, and then we're calling functions here. Min display time and max display time. Gotta remember that they're function calls now. It's a little bit different. Not used to that, to be honest. Okay, so that did work. Except, where'd all our data go? Because we got up to 35.45 to 37.30. Oh, because the majority of that is higher. Wait, max display time. What does max display time do? Date.set. Oh, min time, not max time. I forgot to change it. This is the downside to copy pasting functions. Don't do that if you can, because you end up like silly issues like that. There you go, all our data's back. So now the only issue is there's so much extra space. Do you see that? So like we have this empty block of space because nothing reaches down there. And while it worked for the 40 mark, because I think we got close to 40. Yeah, we did. That works. So we're gonna leave it 10 seconds, I guess, leeway. So ending at 37 is risky. So I think if we end at 36.30 maybe? So 30 seconds? Well, we can give ourselves a 10-second leeway. Anyway, so this needs to be min time dot, this is going to be get seconds, and it's going to be minus, let's do 10-second intervals, and we've got to remember to change this to set seconds, not minutes. So we're going to set seconds. Did I get that right? Min display time, set seconds, get 10. Okay, so that should give us a little bit of a better view on this. Or not. Okay, or not. 42.41. Why did it start at 42.41? Min display time is date.get seconds. Min time dot get seconds minus 10. That's the minimum display time. What the hell? Why? Min time, that's something like 36 seconds. And then doing minus 10 would give you like 35.50. So why are we starting at 42.41? Min display time, max display time. What? Did I mess something up? Set seconds. Min time dot get seconds minus 10. Did I do something wrong? I don't feel like I did. Yeah, we set date that set seconds. Seconds. Oh, but if we do -10, we don't know how we're affecting the minutes. Okay, so let's actually get back to set minutes. Can I do fractions like 0.1 and plus 0.1? How does it handle fractions? Let's find out. Okay. It rounded it off clearly. Let's play around with this till we get it right. Okay, 46:30. Interesting. 41 to 46. Okay, hold up. So that's 46:30 as the min time. And now it's still 46:30. I think I know what's going on. I think it's being called every time for each item in the list. I think that's what's going on. Let x equal to, I'm gonna try to prove it, const y equal to max display time. So we have one fixed variable and we're going to use x and y. We'll rename them obviously afterwards, but I think it's calling it because D3 does something for every item that you have. And I think that's what's going on. I could be wrong. Did you see that change it now? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So this is supposed to be get minutes and set minutes, min time -1. Also, I have a feeling I've got this the wrong way around. Okay, no, never mind. But I was right in terms of having the variable. But why is seconds so weird? Because if I do set seconds... Oh, okay. Because you can subtract an entire minute, but if it's seconds, and let's say you're on, I don't know, 10, and I'm -10, okay, that's fine. but minus 11, and you'll remove a minute as well. But why doesn't set seconds work? Let's try it again. Set seconds minus 10. Like it behaves so weird. Do you see what I mean? Like we don't even get anything here. Let's see what set seconds expects. Let's see what it expects. Minus 1 will result in the last second of the previous minute. Okay, let's try minus 1. So minus 1. That looks so weird to the eye. Wow. Okay, but it's not like it works either. You know what, I just realized we're doing set here instead of get. We weren't getting seconds. We weren't getting, we were setting. Oh my god. Okay, that still doesn't solve our problem, because it's now every minute. What if I do minus 1? Because it said the last second of the previous minute. Okay, that still has the same issue. We start at 41. I actually want to test something. Because if minus is starting from such a high number, if I do plus... Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Date.set seconds, min time .get seconds. Minus 30! It's 30 seconds! What is your issue? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. It goes to 52 again. Why? And then max display time. Oh, I think it's because we're using minutes and seconds. We might have to change these both to seconds. I think it's because one is in minutes, one is in seconds. I could be wrong, but let's just see. Okay, yeah, I have no idea why this is not working the way I expect it to be working, but I'm gonna go back to the one where it was working, where we were setting it in minutes. Set minutes, get minutes, minus 1. That was the time that was working. So let's go back to what was working. Okay, so that was working. And then if I change this to get seconds, minus 1, I think that's... yeah, that's where it broke. I had it working just now, that was weird. Do you remember? But I can't accept fractions, can it? Floats. Wait, did that actually work? It's on 36 now, what was it on before? No, it's exactly the same. I was like, what? Did that actually work? So if I do plus 2, Does it go to 41? It does. Okay. So we... if I do -2, it's going to go to 37, isn't it? No, it goes to 30... What? Okay, I think I'm understanding it. It's the scale. It's 34.3430, and without it, it's 3530. Oh, okay, it was a previous scale as well. Okay. So if I do nothing, essentially it's going to go to... Interesting. 37 minutes. But then why when I go -1, -1 is 36, isn't it? No, it's 35:30. That's what's like confusing the shit out of me. It should be 36, but it's 35:30. '60 will result in the first second of the next minute. Okay, so if I do set seconds and get seconds, so what it's telling me is if I do -60 and +60, I'll get the first second of the previous second. Is that what it's saying? Or the next second, depending on if it's plus or minus. How does it do this? This is what confuses... Wait. Oh, we still are using X and Y. Okay, I was like about to say, is it running those functions? Okay, I need to figure out how is it possible that it's getting to 58:45? If our max time is max time dot get seconds plus 60. Okay, I have a feeling it might be the following. We're logging min when we should be logging X and Y over min time and max time. I want to see if they're actually the same types, because that could also be the issue. They could be date objects. Yep, there we go. That's what the problem was. The first two, they're not even dates. I don't know what that is. So how did we do it before? Date equal to new date, and then we did date dot set seconds. Do I have to do it in a separate step? Can I not just return it? Let's see if that makes a difference. But basically we need a data object returned. We weren't getting a data object. Okay, I think that's what solved it. We couldn't do the return. I couldn't do the calculation on the return. So we needed to set date and then afterwards return date. That's what was tripping us up, as you can see here. Whew! Okay, finally, now that that's working, we can do mintime.getSeconds minus 15 and plus 15. Well, I might have to tweak around that to see. Min time is 0040. I don't think it ever was 0040. That's wrong. Min time.getSeconds minus 15. Actually, yeah, that would make sense. It's not taking into account the minutes. We're gonna have to use minutes again. Date.set minutes, min time dot get minutes, set minutes, get minutes. We're gonna have to do -1 plus 1. I would have to write a helper function, which I'm not gonna write. So this should just add +1 and -1. So 40 and 35, 30. Like exactly as it was before. Oh god. We are still returning a data object, yes we are. I want to make sure it's not, it can override code. Data.set date.set minutes. Max time. That's max. Now that this is returning an actual object, if I do set seconds, return date, will that still work the way I hope it will? So the first one is min and the second one is max. I just figured out what the issue was. We're displaying seconds or minutes, we're not displaying the entire object. For this to work, we need the minutes as well. Oh god. Date dot set minutes. We need min time dot get minutes. So that's going to give it the minutes, right? So now it's the same minutes, and all we're doing is changing the seconds minus 15. Because we didn't have minutes before. So now date.set minutes, min time, sorry, this has to be max time, dot get minutes, and then this is date.set seconds, get seconds, plus 15. If this doesn't work, I don't know. Thank you! Clap. Okay, so why it wasn't working was we were setting minutes only, and that was fine. When we tried to change seconds, we literally just had seconds, so it was like comparing 15 seconds to, like, you know, whatever the time was plus the seconds. There were no minutes to add onto that, so the graph couldn't be populated correctly. So we just added the minutes as a base for our new time, and all we did was change seconds from that. So now we can fine tweak it, because I see there's an issue here. If the times are really close, like this, you can't really see what's going on. So I think we're going to do it in 30-second increments. So we can just do plus and minus 30. That should hopefully space it out better. Wait, it doesn't actually space the data out. That didn't have the effect that I thought it would. Where are we feeding the data in? They're so close. How do we handle that? If they're like literally on top of each other. Is that just how it's supposed to be? I doubt it. What do you do if the data is so close? And what if like the times were exactly the same? How would you actually deal with that? Okay, let's leave it for now. Now that that is working, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get around this. So I wonder now if I can call these max display time and min display time. Can I now call these and will it still show the same without the need of the variables, or is it calling it once for each one? It seems to be fine. Okay, so the issue was just in the way I was handling it, had nothing to do with the variables. Although, now that I've done all of this, I'm curious to actually do something like const display do like min year equal to this, right? Or sorry, because object, what am I doing? And max year is new date. You see where I'm going with this? Can you do arrow functions in them, or is that like too complicated? Well, actually we'll just do this to keep it simple. Min time. I keep wanting to do equals. We can literally just call the function instead. Can we not? Oh, it's used before it's defined. And then max time is max display time. And then we just have to move. We don't need these anymore. And we can move these up over here. So then that way we just do display dot year, min year, display dot max year, display dot min time, display dot max time. So display dot min year, display dot max year, because then it's all in an object that has everything. Display dot min time. I think that would be the neater approach, and it allows me to experiment with this because I've never worked with it before. Housing objects like that, because it was pretty smart. Okay, something broke. I don't know what broke, but something broke. So we got to debug log display dot min year, display dot max year, display dot min time, display dot max time. Figure out what's going on, because something broke. I think it's these. It's after the... yeah, it is. So it's this one. Just one of them's undefined. Wait, so the first one is min year and the next is max. Min 1992. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. It's the last one that's incorrect. Why? Min time, min display time, max time, max display time. Why would one be correct and the other one wouldn't be? Return date, return date. Both of them are the same. Why is one undefined? I also want to log the entire object. There it is, max time, max, wait, min year, max year, min time, max time. So why, wait, is it the way I'm calling it that's incorrect then? Oh, it is, I have a capital M for max. Did I do the same issue here? I didn't. Display.max time. Display.min time. Oh, but we did a capital M for the max and for the M. Oh. So there was nothing wrong with it this entire time. I was just calling it incorrectly because I don't think I'm used to the dot. That actually works, and that's, wow. You can tell I'm not used to that. Because you have to do display dot and then min year. Okay, so that works. Display dot min year, display dot max year, display dot min time, display dot max time. Nice, that's a bit neater. We don't need all of this. Let's get rid of those console logs. Yeah. So let's see how we're doing so far, and then let's wrap it up by completing the test suites. Fix what's broken. Okay, so we got 10 of 6 passing. Each dot should have the properties data x value and data y value containing their corresponding x and y values. Okay. So each dot attribute, what's it called? Data x value, and that is going to be, I think it's just years I, right? Wait, what does it have to be equal to? Containing their corresponding x and y values. Well, I set x to be years I plus margin left. So do I just, I assume, put that in? And then attribute data y value is going to literally be di just times I without the margin. Okay, let's see if that's sufficient. Each should have a dot now with a value. Let's see if it does. I don't think that's correct. Something tells me that's not correct. I think it wants the physical with the X. I laugh. Wait, could not find property data x value in dot? What? What? There's data x value. I think I know what it wants. Why is it not years? What is years again? Oh, I think I know what it wants. It wants it actually like 2013 and not the object. So we're gonna need d index.year. di.year. That should give us like 2013. And this should be di.time, if I'm not mistaken. And let's test that. Because then it should be like, for example, this should be, what is this? I'm not getting a mouse over, so something broke. RIP. What broke? Data? Oh, that's date! Not freaking data! I hate that! I always write data as date, and sometimes date is data. Okay, we lost our scales now. I don't know what's going on, but we're tearing things apart. And I still don't... This is actually not good. Where'd our scales go? Okay, can we go back before all of this happened? Okay, so this was the last known working stuff. Then we added these things. So let's go back to this and just make sure that nothing else changed along the way. Okay, so now it's working fine. Great. So let's try adding the attribute one at a time. Dot attribute data x value see how that goes. What should break something? It actually does! It actually breaks something. Is there an error? DI is undefined. Oh, thank you! So these the data. Wait. What's data? Data is data. What's data? Data is... Data is everything. Okay. So data is everything. Data is the object. So data... Oh. Okay. We can't be doing that. It has to be data 0. The first index. Dot year. It's the first index. We can't iterate through that. Well, it should have been that. Why can't you do D0? Because it does it for everything. Dot year. And I'm pretty sure the key is year? It is. And what if I just do d.year? because it's going to iterate through everything anyway, because I'm not used to D3. It treats it like a for each. Okay, there we go. Am I still getting the mouse over? Yes, I am. What's the value? There you go. Cool. Okay, so that was the issue. I got to get used to the fact that when you have D3s, when you specify, like we did here, it's going to apply whatever you're doing to every single item in the data set. So all I had to do was do d.year. So in this case, for the y value, it's just going to be d.time. We don't need to iterate through it. Okay, so that should fix those two issues, and that should get us further in the test. Should be on like 12, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. So we're on 12 now. Great stuff. The data x value and data y value of each dot should be within the range of the actual data and in the correct data format. For data x value, integers, full years, or data objects are acceptable, so test evaluation. For data y, minutes, use data objects. Okay, so the minutes, data y value of dot is below the range of the actual minutes. Expected, not a number, to be at least 36. Okay. I want to log d.time just to see what it's getting, because that's weird. Yeah, so we 3650. Okay. We need to convert this to a... It wants it in a data object. Before I go and I create one, let's just see if I can do... I think we should just do times, to be honest. We have everything in times already. So instead of going through d.time, we already have our object that's converted times. So let's just do times I, and let's create the index over here. So we iterate through times I. That should give it what it's looking for. Should. Let's run the tests. Yep, that worked. Okay, so then if that works, why can't we do... Oh, right. So we should be able to do years I as well. Because then we could stay consistent. Because it said either in an integer format or a date format. So I'd rather stay consistent and give it years. So hopefully that works exactly the same. Yeah, it does. So all we need now is a legend containing descriptive text that has ID legend. And my tooltip should have a data year property that corresponds to the data x value of the active area. Okay, so how do we do a legend? We're gonna have to bold it, aren't we? And add text to it and whatnot. That was if they doped or not, right? Should we have something? They did dope. Doping. But there's no true or false, so how do we know? Oh, actually I see. The ones that didn't dope. Seems that... Wait, is that correct? A lot of them doped. So there's one that didn't dope. And there's two. Okay, so I could just do a check. I could just do a check if doping. So that will have content. Therefore, if it has something inside of it, it will be true, else they didn't dope. I'll just do that. Hey Virani! How's it going? Yeah, progress. Got all the data displaying and working nicely, passing the tests. Gonna work on the tooltip last. I gotta figure out the legend. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna put it. I don't want to put it bottom right, even though there's nothing there. You never know where your data is gonna be, you know what I mean? So I don't want it to be like overlaid. So I might have it like... I don't know, it's a hard one. Am I going to stop streaming after the 100 days? I don't think so. If anything, I'm gonna return back to modding. And I always stream that, so I don't think I'll stop streaming. It just probably won't be Free Code Camp after I'm done with Free Code Camp, you know? It'll be whatever else I'm working on at the time. Man, I created a cool little object. I'm very proud of it. Because I had helper functions here. I just didn't know if I could put it inside of the object because it seemed a bit too much. But I basically have an object called display, and inside of it keys, min year, max year, min time, max time, so that I have a nice way to get them. So then I just go display.min year, display.max year, display.min time, display.max time. So it's like really nice and uniform. And obviously there's a function inside of here, but I didn't know this is max display times function. And I didn't know if I can actually put that inside of the object. Right now I'm just calling that function. But since everything's on one line, I thought maybe it would be neater to just, you know, have it call that function. But I'm wondering if I could do something like an anonymous function. So like something like this. But like, would that still work? Wait, that seems to actually work. So min time is a function. But the problem is now, do you have to call, if you go display.min time like this, the problem with this is if you go display.min time, this is going to return the function itself. If you want the value, you have to do that, don't you? So how do you actually get it so that it still looks like this while still being in the object? Yeah, that would be annoying, you know what I mean? Because then you forget the parentheses. Because for max time, or for min year, you could just go min year. You don't have to go and add the parentheses. So I like things to be uniform. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I mean, we could have a helper function inside display and set min year equal to that inside of it, but then it starts getting convoluted and everything is all in there, so it looks like it would be much neater to just have it outside of the object like we had and just call the function, you know what I mean? Because then that's separate and then you just call that. Okay. So what was I doing now? Oh yeah, legend. I want to put the legend somewhere here. I think. I don't know where. Well, like bottom left. Where do you... Let's look at images. Get some inspiration. Like bottom left could work. I just want to figure out where I could get one. Oh yeah, you can have them underneath. I just dropped by to see how you're doing. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Are you going to sleep? I hope you sleep well. I hope it's good. And thank you. Yeah, I'm slowly making progress. It was a bit annoying. I figured a few things here and there. I'm learning things, which is great, which I'll hopefully use in other projects. Not so much this, because I don't think I'll do statistics, but it's getting there, slowly. I have to change the colors, else they're all going to be the same. So I think I'll just... The previous one was purple, so this one could be like green or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'll just keep the same background for each graph, you know? Because why not? I think your learning time is increased as well. What does that mean? Like taking longer to learn something, or... Oh, I get a grasp of how things are done really quickly. I guess, yeah, when you understand one thing, then it kind of relates to something else. Thanks, man. It's really good to hear that someone else can see it. We're almost there. My goal is to get all of these projects done within the 100 days. I think we can do it. There's only 4 more projects after this, I think. And I'm a bit sad because I wanted to get everything done in 100 days. I think I took a bit too long in certain areas, but I mean, you can't really rush things, you know. It is what it is. And I'll get it done in round 2. I think we made a lot of progress. I'm really happy with it. I think if I had to start from the beginning now, we could do everything in 100 days. Because I mean, JavaScript alone took me like, what, 15, 20 days was it? But yeah, anyway, hopefully I'll catch you around and I'll stream a bit earlier so that we can do some stuff. But you must have a good one. And sleep well. Let me wrap this up real quick. What are the last things I need? Oh, right. The legend. I think I'm going to do it underneath. So we're going to have... We need 2. Doping allegation, no doping allegation. I got a cool sleeping kitty. That does look cool. I think that works, just underneath, bottom. Doping, because you know me, I like things centered. So it's gonna have to be under the numbers. That's a bit weird. Some people put it inside. But what if there's data and it overlaps? That's what would bother me. Like, yes, there's free space here, but maybe, what if there wasn't? Or maybe that's the point, the data doesn't change. The data set, so I could capitalize on here. I'd rather put it somewhere outside though, just to be safe. Because then it's kind of standard. Could be on the right side. I want to say things like, no, that would be mean. It's also got to be, it can't be similar, so I can't say did dope, didn't dope, because those are 2 very similar, so... Is doped a valid, like, past tense of doping? I want to say like clean riders versus doped riders. I think that, let's see if we remember that. I've got to figure out where I'm going to put it though, but let's just start with somewhere, anyway. The legend. We're gonna do D3. Do I have to apply it? I don't have to apply it to the SVG, I think. I want it up there. Maybe we should. So we do SVG dot select all. We're gonna give it a legend class, and then append G Do we need an ID for it? Is that one of the requirements? ID of legend, yes. Oh, we also need to give it an attribute class. I forgot because it's dynamic. So that has to be legend. And then we're gonna do... Actually, it needs the ID. ID... legend. Let's see, will that give us... I haven't even set anything up yet, so... Uh-oh! Think I broke something. Can't access lexical declaration. Oh! That's where it should go. But where would it create it? So let's see. In our SVG object, there's tooltip. Screw this. D3.select data. Can I do dot append div dot attribute ID? Can I do this? And then I don't have it in the SVG. There's the legend. The legend. And then we just have to style the legend, obviously. We still need to append stuff and all that jazz. Then I should be able to do legend.append. svg.append. We need a rectangle, don't we? To have those like little squares. .append rectangle. Let's make them like squares, like 10 by 10s or something. Attribute. Where's the X gonna be? So where's it gonna be? It's gonna be on our width. So SVG width minus. Let's just stick it at our SVG width, right at the edge. And then attribute width is going to be 10, and attribute height is going to be 10. So 10, 10. I don't know what we're going to do with the colors and all that, because they have to be different colors. Oh, I think it's there. I think it's actually there. I just can't see them. They are there. They have no color. Why is it 1,000? Okay, legend. Let's do something like width 300 pixels. Yes! Display, flex, and then we're gonna align items flex end. Make it black so that we can see it, and then let's turn off display flex. Display, or not display, actually a display. Oh yeah, position. Gotta remember if it was absolute, not absolute. Yeah, can have it absolute. So relative will take up too much space, but that's why we shouldn't So absolute, and then left 0. What does left 0 do? Where did it go? Oh, and if we do relative 0? Oh, and if I change this to right 0? Nothing. Damn it. I want it to go to the other side. I don't want to do a hack like this. We have to set the freaking width of the thing. That's too hacky for me. Okay, let's fix the tooltips along, because the tooltip's not working as it should. What did I used to have here on mouse out? I used to have something. Didn't I? So it's always going to display there, minus D. SVG height minus D. What is D? D is the data. That's nothing. What if I do minus 100? I can't remember why I had it as D before. This should actually be the wherever this is, the X value. What is the X, the Y value? So times I. No? We got a console log error? Where did it go? Weird. SVG height. So we know what the height is. Minus. Well, but times is not going to give us. What do we use for the X value? I do Y scale. I doubt that's going to change anything. I honestly doubt that's going to change anything. Could be wrong. Okay. Sometimes it gets closer, sometimes it gets further away. Why? Oh my god, sometimes it's so random. I wonder if we do for top. We do something like d3.select this, so this element that we're mousing over, attribute. This should be cy, right? So that should give us a value. And then in here, we would have cx. So then we get the cy and the cx values. And that should be the same place where the dots are. Or not, because it just decides that it wants to be freaking special. I am adding px to it, aren't I? d3.select this. Am I not mousing over it though? Vindev, hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I actually want to check something now. This is such a mess. I first want to log. I want a console log. d3.select this attribute cy to see if that gives me what I think it will give me. And then we need to close this off. And then .style. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's see if that works. Wait, was this now? r.getAttribute? We just got nothing. Oh wait, we need a mouse over. r.getAttribute is not a function. It should be d3.select this, where this is referring to the SVG element dot attribute cy. Shouldn't really matter. I won't need that return anyway. Let's Google. D3 r.getAttribute is not a function. It's been logged as a duplicate. Where's... I linked a bunch of duplicate articles. Where did you link them? Oh, here. So just nodes I. So we just need DI nodes. So the data, the index, nodes. And we should be able to just do nodes I. So D3, do we still do, yeah, D3.select nodes I. So we should be able to do nodes I, just like that. Nodes I, yeah, dot attribute. FCC is a solid program, I agree. Definitely. D's already declared, I's already declared. Oh, it is? Okay, so then we're just going to use nodes, and then nodes I. So apparently we can't use this. And the way... So should this work? Nodes is undefined. But... Oh, okay. I see what's going on. What did I have before? I had D? How did I get away with D then? That was weird. I is already declared in an upper scope. D is already declared, but then why wasn't I complaining before when I just had D? Oh, it is complaining now. Just put it on its own line of code? I'm not sure how to do that. This is all dynamically done with D3. So like none of it touches the DOM at all. But what I think I can do is I can add nodes to... How's it getting access to I? In what scope? Oh, on mouse over. There. So add nodes. Then we shouldn't need to do anything. And now we can do nodes I, hopefully. I don't know. They claim to say that's how we can do it. It worked! Yes! So we're actually getting the X value. Perfect! So then all we do is set D3. So top is d3.selectNodesI.attribute cy plus pixels. And then for left it's going to be exactly the same. Just switching up cx instead of cy. There we go. And then hopefully this positions this on top of the circles. Not quite. Very weird. Hold on, is it because... Oh, we gotta take into account the padding. So cx is cy minus margin.top. I think it's just margin.top that's being applied. I can't remember. There's so many stylings that I did in the end. What do I need? Plus, because it's reversed. That's what confuses me. Is that it starts here 0, 0. So you actually need to be adding plus to get the height correct. Okay, so that didn't seem to change much though. It's still... Where's that one? And like this one, when you mouse over it, it's just... Where is it? That's 351 and 260. When you mouse over this one, nothing happens. That one's fine. That's so weird. All of them should be working. Okay, so let's think about this. If the CX is there, why when we position it and the CY is 260? $260 and this one is $223. Well, we solved one problem, but now we've introduced another. Let's try a static value because it should all be the same. So for CY, let's see what happens now. Why is it so high? No! Like literally why? Wait, it might not be that which is the issue. It might be the fact that we had something else. Our tooltip on mouse over, that's fine. Transition, all it does is fade in. So it can't be that. So then it's the position of where it starts. Where's tooltip here? Where did we define tooltip here? Data div id tooltip opacity 0. And then what do we have in our CSS? In our CSS we have display flex. Let's find our tooltip quickly. Because it moves, if I'm not mistaken. There's tooltip. Yeah, it keeps moving. And I think we have a position, don't we? Position relative. So if I remove the relative, it's now going to be there. Okay, I get what's happening. Wait, where is it now? Where's tooltip? Tooltip! Data, tooltip, there it is. And if we change relative to absolute, it ends up being right there. Okay, absolute to that parent. So relative, because absolute we don't take up as much space. Relative pushes it down. Now it's going to be there. That's because it's not inside of the SVG. How did I have it before? I'm pretty sure it wasn't inside of a SVG before. I think I had it outside. Pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, I did. And it was relative. Well, that didn't matter, it was just... It's like it's not getting in here. So top is 45 currently. Now it's 30. 45. So if I do plus 100, I have to basically calculate okay, I think I know what's going on. So CY plus 200 might be plus 300. It's basically however much space is being taken up right now that I can't reach. Okay, that's better. There we go. Yeah, it's as I thought. So that's... It's such a pity, but if I put it in the SVG... Let's try that. Let's add it to the SVG. Not that I want to, but I have a feeling that it would work better. So where's the tooltip? The tooltip is here, and we're selecting data. So if we do svg.append div, I'll undo it if it ends up being a mess, but if it's absolute, to that. Where is it now? There's a tooltip. Top 5230? Top 114? Top is that 26,000? Okay, so that was not quite going to be where I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's undo that. So we're gonna have to figure out the exact value when we're done with this. But for now, this should be more or less... Wait, what? Where are you, tooltip? Oh, sorry, it has to be plus 300, not minus. It needs to come down. I'm so used to it being flipped around. Okay, so still not quite where I want it to be. You know what, I think it has to be. I might be wrong, but what if it was plus SVG height? I could be completely wrong, but if it's the entire height, this might completely fuck out. Oh, it's like I can never get in here. That's great. I can never get in here because of this position. And that's why we added relative. So what's preventing me from getting down? Top is 43 right now. But if I made it 243, it would have been there. Top. That is top, yeah, tooltip. I want to log when we mouse over, I want to log what it actually thinks it's returning. 52,000. Oh, it's a string. No wonder. Parse int plus SVG height. We were dealing with a string this whole time. There, 678, 548, 498. So if I can find tooltip and set opacity to 1 and set it to 498 for the 1. Wait. Even if we did set it to 498, it still doesn't change anything. Oh, it's being overridden. What's overriding it? So the padding is their position. If that was absolute, Oh, it's invalid. Hold on. Where did it go? This is 193. So if I put it at 193, plus 40, that's invalid. So 233 pixels. Come on. It's almost like you need plus 60 pixels. Now I see why it's invalid. Parse int plus 60 and let's see what that gives us. So it's not coming down quite the way I thought it would. So if I do plus 300, will it come down? Please! Don't struggle. No, it's still stuck up there. Why? I think I have to return. Else it's going to do nothing. Oh, there you go. Thank you. So it's actually working now. So what if I do margin.top? Okay, that's not enough. So it has to be something like 100. There's some kind of value. I think it's based on the CSS, the width and the height that we're occupying. But that's almost like it. So 200 pixels should hopefully give us what we want. More or less, yeah. And then the width needs to be minus. Then this will be parse int. Minus, let's say, 20 pixels, just to get it aligned. That looks about right. I could have it above it. So to get it above it, we just do like 180. Somewhere around there. 150. Sure, this took us longer than expected. Something like that. And then you can have things like what data do we want to display? Let's do the name. So when you do that, the inner HTML is going to be think we can do data.name. I think we might need name I, that index. Okay, we apparently broke it. Or was it data I.name? Other way around. Rushing to get this done. There we go, finally. Yes, perfect. And then what I want is in brackets their country. So it was nationality. Data I dot nationality. So it's going to be their name, nationality, then there's going to be years underneath. Can do something like year. Time, and then do something like times I, if I remember correctly. Nope. Just data I dot time. See what I mean? Always spelling data instead of data. Okay, now we just have to make that a bit wider, obviously. So tooltips width can be something like 220. I want that to be a bit smaller. So that'll be tooltip name, and then we're gonna have this is gonna be tooltip this is going to be like 18 pixels for tooltip name. It's going to be bigger. Sorry, it was tooltip name. There we go. Maybe a little less, like 16. Padding bottom, let's give them like a 4 pixel. And then here we can do a conditional if. Can we do an if inside of this? I don't think we can. But what we can do is have data I. It was doping, right? Yeah. So if true, wait, why is this incorrect? Oh, because it's not inside of the string literal anymore. Wait, what's wrong? Data I. Can I not have that? Value if true, value if false. Okay, that's why. So we're gonna have another span. Class equal to tooltip doping. And then inside of here, we have, this is so confusing, data I dot doping. Open, close, value if true, value if false. And what's the issue here? We didn't use backticks. It's not because of that. Weird. Oh, because we don't need these inside of it. So data I.doping, else nothing. Guess we can just do empty strings. Value if true. Unexpected token. Why is it an unexpected token? This is confusing the shit out of me. I think we did it. So if they doped, you'll see the reason. I wonder about the tooltip. You know what? If we don't set a width and a height, it'll set it automatically. I think that's what we need here. Okay, why is it so large now? Let's do max with like 300 pixels. Why does it keep moving? Oh, because there's no doping. No, it wasn't that. To overflow Y order. Well, how do we fix this? Do you know how to integrate all of the graphic stuff into a potential website? What do you mean, this graphic stuff? It's not treating them as actual line breaks. So I'm a spaghetti. Span, BR, span, BR, BR. And then the doping. So what the hell? How is that a line break? So let's do hashtag tooltip.tooltip doping, and then we can just do padding top 4 pixels. Just do that. Do away with the issues. There we go. And what I want to actually do, text align left. I don't know if that will overwrite the yes, it does. And tooltip in general, we need a larger padding. Maybe that's what was being weird. I think that looks okay. Like, you're doing all this fancy shit, but can you like make all this stuff into a small box in the corner of a normal website with a bunch of other stuff like buttons? Yeah, you could. I'm just trying to figure out what looks better, if I should just left align it all. I think it would look better left aligned, wouldn't it? So let's remove the flex. I don't think I'll need flex anymore. It was relevant before when we were doing other things. Tooltip name 10. Oh, never mind, that is fine. I wanted after name. Why is your part of a tooltip name? Where does the span end? Here. So padding bottom should have affected tooltip info. Tooltip info, padding top 4 pixels, please. Thanks, Isaac. I hope you're doing well. Hope you got your snacks. Why is it unaffected? That's so strange. If I add a margin of 100? What? That's crazy. It's like it doesn't change. There we go. Let's do a 10 pixel from the top so we can really separate it. There we go. So now, if I remove... What if I remove width? Is it going to do that crazy thing? Oh, I see. That's why we gave it a limit. Okay, I'm leaving that. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Tooltip. Let's go, and then we're done. Not tooltip. What was it? Legend. We need to set a full, don't we? That's why you can't see them. To give color to a rectangle, create a color scale. Now make as many rectangles as the data set. contain 20 colors. Create a pool of colors that are used inside the code. Select the color based on the value. The fuck do they mean by D.2? Ordinal scales. Okay, circle color. So then what if we do the circles? Dot style. Then we need a function here, don't we? Full. We need a return circle color. If I understand that correctly. D3.scale is undefined. Does this need to be ordinal? That way? Is it scale ordinal? Category 10? apparently there's d3.schema category 10. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. So the one that dopes are blue, and the one that don't dopes are orange. Okay. Let's do data color. So where I said color, circle color, it's data color, not d.doping. And then for the legend, we need to append the rectangle, which we've done. And we need to set the fill. Wait, it was style fill to, what was it? Color? Data color. Is it gonna do each one now? I hope. Why does it look so weird? It looks so weird. Also, I think we need to set the width and the height of them, which we haven't done yet. Wait, we have width 10, height 10, and it's got a fill. So we appended SVG, then append to that a rect. Why can't I see it? Z index? It's not the Z. Oh, we had this issue before. Legend needs to be svg dot select all legend. Dot enter dot append g attribute id legend class legend. Because we couldn't put on the SVG last time, remember that? It's gonna be data color dot enter dot append G. We set all of that. Let me get the text. Legend dot append text. Attribute x svg width -10. We can do -20. Dot text is going to be a variable I'd have to do something like this. Dot text. Oh, I'm stressing to get this done. I want to freaking get it done. D? It's supposed to be that. Why are you doing this? Urgh. Return. There you go. Okay, but where's my value and why is my SVG not writing anything? It's almost like it's not adding it. For whatever reason that it's decided not to add it. Let's see how we're doing it. We got the data. So we got our SVG. Const SVG. We should have two, shouldn't we? So we've got a value of x. Oh wait, we already have a SVG, right? So it's just legend.append rectangle x. We got a width and we got a height and we got the fill. I think it's because we had another SVG in there. Where is it? Like legit, where is it? It's like legit gone. It's not even there. Like legitimately it's not there. Got select all legends, append, oh we don't have enter here. The data is a color. Oh, we have enter. And then we have append, the ID and the attribute. And then the rectangle is legend.append rectangle x width height full. Can I only do it here maybe? After the circles are created? I don't know. Still learning. Oh. That seems to have worked. That did something. That did something, alright. Okay, you know what? This one's beaten me today. So I think I'm gonna have to continue this part of a new one. Oh wait, is there a way that I can just resolve this quickly? Because then we're done. What is the main issue here? Yeah, it's legend. Rectangle. Dopers. Oh, they're on top of each other. How do I make them not be on top of each other? We're gonna have to do the transform again, aren't we? My favorite. D and I. And then inside of that we're gonna have return translate. That's gonna be 0 plus SVG height divided by 2 minus I, apparently this is the formula, times 20 plus this might fix it apparently. I hope so. Actually, yeah, that does work. And if I change this to SVG width, wait, was it always there? I didn't even notice that. So that's 0207 versus 227. They're not part of a group, are they? Because then we can just do div.append. Okay, hopefully this still works the same and I don't break anything. Please. Okay, I broke something. Rip. Rip me. I'm trying to wrap them in a div. I'm doing an awful job of it. I wonder where it goes. Strange. Just disappears. It just decides, screw you guys. That's weird, it doesn't affect it. Padding also doesn't affect it. Oh, there you go. 20 pixels. Huh. Well, let's not worry about that. That's invalid anyway. So it's translate X, right? SVG width divided by 2 minus I times 20. But now it doesn't separate them. Oh, I just realized, if that's translate X, then this has to be SVG width. But it still won't work, bastard. Both still 705. Everything is 705. Transform. Translate X. Width divided by 2. What if I just did 80? Oh, but you need 80 pixels. And still it changes nothing. This thing is upsetting me so much right now. It's like it doesn't change regardless of what I put in here. Transform, it's like it's not affecting it. It's like I don't give a shit about you. Imagine that's because it's this stuff. X I think that might be why. There you go. The rectangle is minus 100. And what was this again? That worked. I think the issue came from this legend. What is causing this to happen? Why are they not inline anymore? This thing sure knows how to upset you in the best way possible. So the rectangle is not in the same height. Let's change the Y attribute then. Oh. Let's bring it in a bit. Like one less. Okay, let's put it at the top left now. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Almost. Oh. Am I gonna finally do this? There it is. What does this do? 20 minus I. Doesn't seem to change anything. So if I do I times 80, yep, so this can be 0 right at the edge. Let me figure out what it's trying to do here. Minus 79. So it's trying to return minus 79. So text is 805 and 905. 905 and 905. Translate 1. Translate minus 79. I need it to be perfectly balanced out. But now where are all the freaking numbers going? Oh, this thing is so upsetting. Translate 0, 0. Minus 90. Hey Flesh, I don't suppose you have any experience with D3, do you? Yeah. Tell me about playing. It's more like it's playing with me, because I can't freaking align these. these two. I had to translate. I have no idea what I'm doing here. When I put a 1 in there, 1 minus I, which is the index, times 80. Well, I could just do index times 80, couldn't I? But when I did that, nothing happened, I think. This is the last bit that I need. But when I have that, it's all on top of each other, not dopers, dopers. There's like no space. And then the two circles aren't even on each other. So when I do, for example, 20 plus I times 80, then something changes. But it has to be a negative number for some reason, I don't know why. 20 minus. And then it does something like this. This is the furthest I've gotten. But then, oh, I'm like so frustrated with this. Not from what I've seen. There's like plugins and stuff that you can use. So frustrating when you don't understand it, you know what I mean? So here's the X value for the legend. Wait, what if the legend and the text are the same width? Maybe that's my issue. What if they're the same? Oh. Hold on. Do you see that? I think I've been changing the wrong place. Yeah, I have. So what if this is 100? I think I just have to play around with those two. Oh fuck. Wait, when they were exactly the same, I need it to be left a bit, so that means the rectangle should be like 180 minus 180. Do you see what I mean? It's like you change it by 1 bit and it's not proportional anymore. Let's do 160. Okay, we're getting somewhere. 165 or bust. At this point I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm really honestly just guessing. But I did it. I got it. Fucking got it. Nailed it. I hate this. I hate not understanding what I'm doing. But I did it. I don't know if this has to be up or down. I think it has to be 10 or 11. That's 10. Perfect. There we go. We got it. We did it. We fucking did it. It's weird to have to do this manually, right? I don't know if this changed anything. Now times it by 60, maybe? I want to bring it more to the edge, as close to the edge as... Oh, okay, not that way. Wait, I think it's this one that affects it. Minus 20. I told you I'm going to be guessing now a lot. No, that's the height. So that's height. Is that the best I'm going to be able to get it? Like this? It looks like something that would break if you change the window's width. Oh no, don't say that. You think so? That would be horrible if it did. Oh, this is because I don't have the, what do you call it on? So it stays there statically, I just have to adjust the canvas. This. I mean, I think this is the best I'm gonna get it. How do I just push it a bit to the right, you know what I mean? Like if that's the SVG canvas, let's select it. So its X is at 790, so if I hit this to 690... Okay, I see what's happening. We need to... This is from the edge, right? So if we do 50... 65... I assume we're gonna be like very close to the edge. Yes! There we are. So it's just 10 more always. So if this is a... If this is 90, this is gonna be 10... Wait, it was always 10 more. No, it was 15 more always. So if this is 90, this is 105. Flesh, wow. When you don't understand things, huh? We gotta work it at least. There you go. I finally grasped the understanding of it. At least the colored stuff is done automatic. I think I gotta make the circles a bit bigger now. Once you understand it with the tooltips and this and that, I'm gonna double the circle size. There you go. That's a bit better, right? Not that many dopers, right? Is that what you call them? Dopers and not dopers? I guess we could say non-dopers. Make it sound a bit better. Dude, the amount of hacks that I've applied, yeah, look at this. I have a freaking... can't even think right now. A ternary operator inside here. Changing the text based on if there's data inside of it. Dopers, non-dopers. Watch it break now because I aligned this perfectly to the text length. Nope, it just works. Dopers, non-dopers. The only thing that's annoying me is the width and the height. If I don't set a width and height to my tooltip, check what happens. Because I want it to set automatically based on the content. Maybe you know this a bit more. Do you see what happens? It like literally extends it. Like massively. And I think that's because of flex. So if I just disable flex... Wait, it still does it. It has nothing to do with flex. That's weird. So it's not flex, as I previously thought. So it's basing it on its parent, I guess. Whatever tooltip's parent is. So tooltip's parent is data. Data is... Okay. I mean, we could do like max width, right? Set no height, give it a max width. So then it will automatically scale. The only problem I've seen is that sometimes it does this. Somewhere where do you see that? Like certain... Oh, it's when you mouse over doping and non-doping, it changes it. When you mouse over a doping one, it adds that extra... Okay, I know how to fix this. It's not what I want to do, but it's the only way it's gonna fix. If I find... The best thing is I can come back to this. It's because I'm adding this. Doping? Do we just say none? And then for this one, doping. It's expanding the span every time. But it's still doing it. It shouldn't still be doing it. Hold on. If doping. Oh, I think it's the BRs, the line breaks that keep getting added. So I'm going to add the line breaks there, then I'm going to remove the line breaks from the spans. Or it might be the span that's being added that it keeps doing that, but we'll see now. I think it's a span that's being added each time. Or just the extra content. I hate that it's changing it. It upsets me. I think it's the content that's changing. But it only happens between doping and non-doping ones. If you're on dopers, it's fine. As long as you stay on the doping one, then it doesn't affect it. Weird. But there's no sync. Oh. I don't know how to deal with this. If I set a max height, then it's not an issue. But then you start having this extra ugly space that you don't need. I really think it's a span. I really think it's a span that's being added. So I'm gonna do this, doping. And we're either gonna say none. So it's either gonna be the allegation. So it's either doping or none, and then close the span. I really hope it's that. That would make me really happy. Nope, still doing it. Okay, let's inspect tooltip to figure out what's going on. Span class is always there. It's either doping none or doping with something. So the moment that data changes, that's why it's doing this. And let's see why. See what the layout is for tooltip. Right now it is 250 by 84. 250 by 67.25, yeah. It's changing the height each time. And that's so annoying. The height keeps changing. And I understand why, because it's 2 lines. Wait, what if I set the height so that it's always 2 lines worth? There we go. Like the largest set of data that we have. What's the longest line that we have here? It's this one. For 2006 Pietro. So where's 2006? Right here. Yeah, it's fine. We fixed it. We just set height. Setting a height fixed it. Yay! Cool. So we got dopers, we got non-dopers, we got a tooltip that actually works. The time actually works. Can we run the tests and see if we actually pass the tests? We still don't pass the tests. My tooltip should have data year property that corresponds to data x value of the active area. My tooltip should have a data year property. My freaking tooltip? I thought I had that. My tooltip needs data year. What's the testing? Free code cams testing. Where's my tooltip? Over here. It's probably added, huh? Dot attribute data year. What did we set with year before? I think it was literally just year's I. Okay. I don't know if it will accept the date format or if it actually wants it to be in... Hopefully it accepts the date format. Yeah, there we go. We passed all the tests. Holy shit, it's done. Oh my god, that was horrible. Now all we do is change the color here. Because I used purple in the last one. I'm pretty much copying the same layout from my grid one. Thanks man, I appreciate it. That was horrible, I'm not gonna lie. What color? Like a green? I want to check Google's material colors. I think it was this one. Because if my 7B, I think it was that one, right? 7E. What the hell? Pretty sure that it was... Okay, anyway, I want a green. That's in the same darkness as... That's 8E. Maybe they changed it. So 8E, the equivalent would be something like this, light green, so 7C. Let's try that. I mean, that works, right? Now it's green. Why not? Well, I could just keep it purple for all of them, couldn't I? Let it be like my theme. Yeah, might as well. Then we just change the data. Dopers, non-dopers, that looks good. We got all the data values. I'm happy with that. Got the year and we got the doping. Twitch purple. And the data works. And let's just do one more test. Sweet! And then we can just do a cleanup here. We can remove the console log. Need to change everything where it says bar to circle. The radius of the circles we create. I don't think I need this console log anymore. Because now we've done that. On mouse out, we've done that. The legend. Create the bars for each item in the legend. It can actually be 12 by 12. Watch me break it now. It works, but now this needs to come down. No, it needs to come up. I get confused. Up is down and down is up. God knows. There we go. Dopers, non-dopers. Whoopsie. Cool. Gets the max time that we use for the y-axis. Okay, that's it. That's the last bit of editing. We're done. Let's make sure it all works still. Still works. Got your dopers, you got your non-dopers, you run your test. You hopefully see a green bar, you see a green bar, you passed everything. You do a little happy dance because it means you're finally done and you don't have to deal with this thing anymore. Oh my god. I feel like we should center that, by the way, just the tooltip, and then we are truly done. 'Cause that's bothering me a little bit. This might be a bit too much, but we can only test. Actually it was good. Minus, this might be a bit much. 70 or 80 or 75. Actually that looks about center. Now do I want it at the top or the bottom? Maybe top will be better than bottom, I wonder. Display it on the top or display it on the bottom? Tricky. Okay, no, definitely display on the top if that's going to be the case. So where we had 150, have 50, because I think the padding was exactly, it was 100, so this should put it exactly on top. Not quite. Actually add no padding, and then that should put it above. There we go. Actually maybe add a little bit of padding just so that it feels a bit disjointed, too far apart. That's good, yeah, perfect. And then it's slightly off center, I can see, actually no it's not, it's perfect. Wow. Calculator! Damn, you're already on that project in day 92, keep it up. It's been hell, I'm not gonna lie. I just finished struggling with the with this. I want to see what happened to my bar chart, by the way. I'm pretty sure this was responsive. What happens if I go to mobiles? Oh! Oh wait, it is responsive, but you have to reload in the mobile format. And then it's responsive. Perfect. So what happens to mine? If we go to mobile format, it looks like shit, everything's all over the place, but if I reload, does it still work? Go! I need to see. Oh, it does work! And the pop-ups work. That's so cool. It's obviously a bit harder to see on mobile, but I mean, hey, at least it's responsive. You gotta go again? Calculator, thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. Alright, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna submit it because we are officially done with this. And tomorrow we're gonna continue with the next one, which is a heat map. Hopefully that sounds a bit more exciting. Scatter graph, bar graph, they were fun and all, but yeah, jeez, we're done. We're done. There's our bar graph, there's our scatter graph. Why is the one bigger? Oh, do I still have, hold on. I think I still have, I miss working on my projects. I've started building bits of a project I want to finish this year still, an open source roadmap course, something along those lines. That sounds awesome. Why aren't you working on your projects? Just like life or no real time? There was something I added here that added that extra bits. Oh, it was this, but we don't have this anymore. And we don't have bar anymore, so I might as well remove bar. Oh, that's where we had dot. So if I change this to dot, no, it wasn't dot, it was circle, right? Was it dot or circle? Pretty sure it was dot. It was dot. So why is dot not changing the fill? It's being overridden, I guess. But if I change dot hover, it's not changing the fill. Wait. Do these have a class of dot or not? Class dot. Dot hover. Full. What the hell? Why is it not... Oh, it's getting overridden directly by the element. That's a pity. Well, it's not like we needed it anyway. SVG text we're still going to keep, and we've got our resizing, so that's good. Anything that shouldn't be here? I don't think so. Wrapper, title, subtitle, tooltip, tooltip span, tooltip name, tooltip info is empty. Get that out of there. I don't think we need text align left anymore, because that's set on our thing anyway. So padding top, is that still good? Are we happy with the padding? If that's 10, then there should be 5, so that it's double that. There we go, save. I'm working on a startup. It's been eating my whole time, and then transportation time. Oh wow. So a lot's happening for you then. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. I really hope it, you know, goes well, especially with your little project. Whenever you get a chance, I'm sure it'll pay off. It'll be exciting. You must definitely share it sometime. I'd love to see it. And for now that we're done, I need to raid someone, and then I can call it a night. So let's see who's... Is H3 still live? He is still live. So we're gonna raid H3. So if you guys can join me briefly, just to give some love to this guy. Really incredible developer, trying to find his feet in the world of front end, and he's been doing an exceptional job. So I just want to give him some love. So if you don't mind joining me, just share some love, and then I'm going to be off, and I'll be back tomorrow continuing these projects. So let's go. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.